Welcome to another episode of Casual Citizen, an ongoing series about the upcoming first-person MMO Star Citizen by Cloud Imperium Games. I'm your host, Alyssiana from the Mystic Worlds Gaming blog. This week's episode takes us back to a favorite topic among Star Citizen backers, specifically a series designed for cargo hauling, the MISC Hull series. In a future episode, I'd like to discuss cargo hauling and transportation in general and explore some of the more notable aspects mentioned in the various galactic guides and lore. But for today, we'll stick to the ship-specific conversation, which is what people seem to really enjoy. For all you hull owners out there, this one's for you. Begin transmission. Since I've already done a bio on MISC as part of Casual Citizen episode 12, which covered the Starfarer, this episode will only touch lightly on their history. MISC was formed in 2805. It was a merger between the failing Hado Electronics Corporation and Musashi Lifestyle Design Unit. The merger capitalized on Hado's network of large-scale production facilities and MISC's design genius. MISC is based on Sensai in Centauri and maintains its corporate offices there. As a manufacturer, they're known for the ergonomics of their factories where spacecraft are robotically assembled with precision. Centauri was one of the first systems settled during humanity's expansion among the stars. It was discovered in 2365 by a dedicated survey ship. Centauri 3 was quickly offered up at a premium to private concerns. The result was Seisai, one of the most beautiful and well-constructed human worlds in the UEE. The majority of MISC's business comes from the production of their heavy industrial division. MISC HI is responsible for a range of configurable bulk transport spacecraft that have become the de facto standard in the UEE. In the line we're discussing today, which is the Hull series, 5 standard hulls are mass-produced, and they will be the focus of this week's show. One of MISC's other claims to fame is their technology partnership with the Xi'an. This came about due to the popularity of MISC ships within their culture. That popularity led to MISC becoming the only human spacecraft corporation to sign a Lend-Lease agreement with the Xi'an. The details of that agreement are a closely guarded secret. A bit of role play about the Hull series from RobertSpaceIndustries.com. 10-4, Hull C Alpha 7. The voice of the Vega Way Station's traffic control officer cracked over my comm. You're clear to the outer marker. I stopped at Vega for a gallon of coffee and what might charitably be called a sandwich. And then I found myself stuck in the outbound queue in the middle of planetary rush hour. 45 minutes of shaking my fist at Aurora pilots who clearly never learned to fly, and I was late, which meant that the 1530 standard cargo units of titanium alloy engine cowls bound for Stanton were late too. I swiped the console and brought up my engine status. The starboard upper's check engine light flickered. Warning maintenance. To hell with this, I thought, as I ramped the output up to 110%. I am not losing my bonus. I really liked the sound of that. I liked the vibe. I did a bit of cargo hauling in EVE Online. I took NPC missions and hired myself and my blockade runner out for contract to haul for other players. And while I don't plan on specializing in cargo in Star Citizen, I see no problem earning a few credits shuffling crates when I'm heading in that direction. This is what I appreciate about the Hull series and MISC ships in general. They run the gamut from small, opportunistic transportation capabilities to dedicated, large-scale operations. Directly from CIG, the Hull series Promise. In short, the MISC Hull series of ships is how cargo gets from one place to another. An interconnected system of ships designed around the same principles and intended to share the same equipment and maintenance processes. MISC has created the Hull A through the E to provide countless options for every type of merchant. From the single-person Hull A to the supermassive Hull E bulk freighter, there's a hull for every job. Each ship includes a manned cab, drive unit, and telescoping cargo spindle. When laden, the spindle expands to accept cargo pallets. When unloaded, the spindle retracts for faster, more maneuverable travel. End quote. On to the Hull A, or what I refer to as the baby freighter because of its size and curved cab. It reminds me of a baby moth. The Hull A is the smallest and least expensive in the Hull series. It's ideal for someone who is just starting out in freight hauling and is looking for a dedicated cargo vessel. In size, it's most similar to the Aurora, Mustang, or Reliant Core, but is less versatile. The aforementioned ships are configurable with more firepower, allowing them to also be used in combat. This is not the case for the Hull A. The Hull A is 22 meters in length. It has a mass of roughly 14,000 kilograms, supports one cruise station, and holds 48 standard cargo units. In addition to being a dedicated hauler, the Hull A is often used as a station-to-orbit ferry. The size and limited capabilities is one of the reasons the Hull A didn't meet my needs, even as someone who will only casually participate in cargo hauling. But I do think it's an excellent starter option for a dedicated hauler. Next in the Hull series is the Hull B. It's a larger and more rugged option than the Hull A. It can be compared to the freelancer-based model, but here again, it's less flexible in the non-cargo hauling features. It lacks a long-range scanner and is only equipped with one cruise station. However, that lack of versatility is compensated for by providing additional storage capacity. Even the Freelancer Max's storage capabilities do not match the Hull B. The Hull B is 49 meters in length and weighs roughly 67,000 kilograms. It also only supports one cruise station, but can transport 384 standard cargo units. As you can see, that's a significant jump in storage above the Hull A. The Hull B is the variant that I purchased. For smaller, on-the-go hauling, I have a Reliant Core. And although I also loan a Freelancer Mercantile, I'm going to be using that for multi-crew missions and as a tour bus for family and friends. For opportunistic hauling with a bit of intent, the Hull B hit the right chord for me. The Hull C. This is where the Hull series makes a significant leap in cargo transportation size. The Hull C is one of the more common ships seen transporting cargo around the galaxy. It's the variant most produced from the Hull series and is considered the most versatile. The Hull C is intended to hit the sweet spot between the smaller single-person transports and the massive super freighters that make up the rest of the line. It offers modularity while maintaining a modicum of maneuverability. The ship itself is 105 meters in length and weighs just under 290,000 kilograms. It supports 3 cruise stations and 4,608 standard cargo units. That's more than 10 times what the Hull B can support. Now we enter the realm of large operation super freighters. It's the Hull D, a massive ship built around a rugged frame. The Hull D is affordable enough to be operated by mid-sized organizations and companies. It's often used as a flagship for mercantile operations. However, their bulk means that they should be operated with escort fighters while not in safe space. While it is equipped with size 2 and size 3 gimbal weapon mounts as weapons of port, its size would make it an easy target regardless. The UEE military uses a modified version of the Hull D. They use it as part of their supply chain for arming and refueling soldiers on the front line. The Hull D cab is 206 meters and weighs over 1,000,000 kilograms. It supports 5 cruise stations and 20,736 standard cargo units. This is for serious, dedicated cargo transport. Last in the series is the behemoth Hull E. It's the largest specialized freighter available on the market. The Hull E is generally owned by major corporations and operated with a high degree of planning. To make sure your excursions are profitable, you want to do careful logistic planning that optimizes your route for pickup and delivery, and ensure you have payloads big enough and profitable enough to warrant undocking a Hull E. It's essential to understand that the lack of maneuverability is inherent in such a large ship, and this means that it is a target for pirates and raiders. Anyone planning to operate one should be careful about equipping turrets and providing reliable escort. The Hull E isn't for the fly-by-night cargo operator. It's intended for large-scale dedicated transport operations. That is the end of the Hull series by MISC, starting with the small baby freighter Hull A to the massive super freighter Hull E. I hope you've enjoyed this look into the Hull series of transport ships. As soon as we have more specifics about cargo hauling mechanics, I will do a dedicated show that integrates the features and common ships with what the Galactic Guide tells us about where work can be found for haulers of various sizes and specializations. If you found this episode useful and entertaining, please consider subscribing to my channel and also give the episode a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated, and doing so helps the show's visibility, making it easier for others to find their way here. Be kind and fly safe. This is Alyssiana signing off until next time. End transmission.